Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. A super deal is being suggested, where the Lakers would sign Andrew Wiggins, who is an NBA champion player and has returned to playing at a high level this season. Wiggins will be very valuable to the Lakers if this trade goes through. The Phoenix Suns seem to be inching closer to trading away Kevin Durant after a couple of disappointing seasons with him. When they acquired him during the 2022-23 season, they hoped to become championship contenders, but they only got to the second round of the playoffs that year, and after getting swept in the first round of last year's playoffs, they didn't even reach the play-in tournament this season. The Miami Heat are reportedly on Durant's short list of teams he would like to be traded to. The Heat have a two-way wing named Andrew Wiggins, who some think could be a target for the Los Angeles Lakers, and he could be sent out if they end up going for Durant. Arhan Rajay of Sportskeeda proposed a trade idea where the Lakers get involved in a Durant deal as a third team. In this mock trade, they would give up forward Rui Hachimura, big man Maxi Kleber and their number 55 pick in this year's NBA draft to get Wiggins. The LA Lakers need a center, and that's no secret, but they also need to replenish their wing depth with a two-way presence, Rajay wrote. Before his move to the Heat at the 2025 trade deadline for Jimmy Butler, Wiggins was the Golden State Warriors' best two-way player. He was a key component of their championship run 3 years ago, emerging as their second-best player behind Steph, Stephen Curry. Currently, on a $28.2 million contract, Wiggins is an attainable target for the Lakers. He fits as a piece next to Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves as a point-of-attack defender who can guard 1 through 3. Austin Reeves believes sky's the limit for Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers have a massive offseason ahead. After a disappointing end to the 2024-25 season, they now have to build a roster around Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James that can contend for a championship. And it won't be easy, as building around those three with limited financial flexibility and no first-round draft picks requires hitting on nearly every move. But if the Lakers can get all the marginal pieces right, the offensive ceiling of the Luka-LeBron Reeves trio is unbelievable. Three extremely high IQ players that can shoot, pass, play-make for themselves and for others could make them an unstoppable force. And that is why Reeves believes that a championship is within the Lakers' capabilities in the 2025-26 season, according to Charles McCary of K8 News. I think the sky's the limit for us. We're moving in the right direction. Obviously, adding Luka Doncic, it gives you a Hall of Fame player such a young age that you can build around, and then obviously, still having LeBron James, the IQ, and still running around at 40 years old, but I want to be in LA. I want to play my whole career in LA. I love it there. I love the fans. Love the weather, love the golf. And obviously the Lakers is the best organization in basketball. On trade rumors, I don't pay attention to it. I keep my head down work, and I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm where I'm at. Reeves is right that the Lakers have as high a ceiling as anyone in the NBA when the starting point is Doncic, James, and himself. That's not to say the trio is perfect, there are valid concerns defensively and with the lack of flexibility financially, but most any team would be happy to have those three players to start their roster. But it gives general manager Rob Pelinka and company a delicate task that requires exact precision to turn what the team has now into a contending roster. Gabe Vincent wished he made bigger impact for Lakers. During an impressive NBA Finals run in 2023 with the Miami Heat, guard Gabe Vincent turned heads with his postseason play. That ultimately got the attention of the Lakers, who signed him to a 3-year, $33 million contract the following offseason. Unfortunately, Vincent's first season in LA did not go as planned as he only suited up in 11 games. He struggled with a left knee effusion injury and the 28-year-old never looked 100% healthy even when he played. This season, however, Vincent was healthy and played 72 games while showing flashes of his play in Miami. Following a disappointing end to the season, he expressed that he was glad to play a majority of the season, but wished that he could have provided more in the playoffs when the Lakers lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. Los Angeles Lakers, Austin Reaves addresses trade buzz. The Los Angeles Lakers are looking to make improvements to their roster over the summer after their first-round exit against the Minnesota Timberwolves. One of the Lakers' main concerns is their need for a center, since the team couldn't get a decent player at that position last season. They settled with Jackson Hayes, but it proved to be a problem in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Since being eliminated from the postseason, there have been trade talks around the Lakers. One of the names that has been mentioned is guard Austin Reaves. Los Angeles's offseason started earlier, and the trade rumors are nothing new to the organization and the players. Amid the talk about Reaves' future and the Lakers' quest to improve their roster, the shooting guard broke his silence. The Lakers star had his basketball camp, Reaves' brother's basketball camp, when he addressed the rumors on Monday. "I don't pay attention to it," Reaves said. "I keep my head down and work. I feel like that's one of the reasons where I'm at." Reaves is aware that he doesn't have any control, but wants to spend his entire NBA career in Los Angeles. "At this point, it's not in my control," he continued. "If they want to trade me, we'll start something new somewhere else. But, like I said, I want to be in LA. I want to play my whole career in LA. I love the fans, I love the weather, I love the golf." Reaves is one of the most important players for the Los Angeles Lakers last year. Even though they acquired Luka Doncic in the middle of the season, his production didn't decrease. The 6'5" guard appeared in 73 games, averaging 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.8 assists. Former NBA player thinks the Los Angeles Lakers should trade Austin Reaves. While Austin Reaves has significance for the Los Angeles Lakers, there are a few who believe he should be traded in the offseason. One of the people who has suggested that the organization should let Reaves go is former NBA player Marcus Morris. "Any team with Luka and LeBron on it has a chance. I think that some things that they need to do, if I was a GM, I would move, this might be unpopular, but I would move Austin Reaves," Morris said. "The thing that I figured out in the playoffs is that him and Luka on the court together defensively is not great for them. Like unless we're moving Austin Reaves to the bench, that starting unit during the regular season is cool. Nobody's like picking on them. Nobody's like going at Austin Reaves. In the 7-game series in the playoffs, on my scout report, I got red on both of them. You see them, kill them." Moving Reaves would make the Los Angeles Lakers search for a big man quicker. However, the front office isn't willing to give him up. LeBron James makes major statement on Lakers' future after failed postseason with Luka. LeBron James should consider all possibilities before making his final decision about retirement. Considering free agency is just kicking off, the accomplished veteran doesn't have a valid reason to rush. On Tuesday, James made a major statement about his future with the Lakers and in the NBA while speaking with the Associated Press. Jonathan Landrum Jr. "I have a lot of time to take care of my injury, my knee, the rest of my body and make sure I'm as close to 100% as possible when training camp begins in late September," James said. "At this point of my career, you think about when the end is. That's human nature. You think, is it this year? Or next year? Those thoughts always creep into your mind at this point of the journey. But I have not given it a specific timetable, date. I'm seeing how my body and family reacts, too." James isn't the average 40-year-old player. Instead of being forced to camp in the corner and maximize open perimeter shooting opportunities near the end of his career, the future Hall of Famer was tasked with assuming most of the Lakers' offensive responsibilities during the 2024-25 season. Luka Doncic helped significantly, but the Lakers needed James' pinpoint passing, aggressive approach in triple threat situations, and late-game magic to finish the regular season with 50 or more wins. Fortunately, James stepped up in year 22, averaging 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds per game, shooting 51.3% from the field and 37.6% from three-point range on a Lakers team that was the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. Although James was impactful in the postseason, a championship didn't materialize for Los Angeles. The Minnesota Timberwolves defeated them in the first round. James hinted at a return for year 23 in the first portion of his recent interview, but there's no telling how long the generational forward will stick around the big leagues after that. Lakers can fill two needs with one Mavericks trade this offseason. Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison can make magic happen a second time. Los Angeles Lakers fans do not need to be sold much on the idea of trading with the Dallas Mavericks. The last go-around of that experience went pretty well for the purple and gold. Some may believe it is bad optics for Nico Harrison to reconnect with the Lakers so soon after the NBA world clowned him for the Luka Doncic trade. However, the hope would be that Rob Pelinka's charms can work their magic once more. The idea of a trade with the Mavericks which addresses multiple needs for the Lakers was floated on a Q&A sessions of a recent Buha's Block episode. Jovan Buha was pitched an ideal trade involving Austin Reaves being swapped for Max Christie and Derek Lively too. "This one's really interesting to me, and you guys know how I feel about Max," Buha said smiling. "I am a big Lively guy, too. I think he has Tyson Chandler, DeAndre Jordan potential. I think Derek Lively is cut from that same cloth." It would be odd to some seeing the Lakers hook up with the Mavericks for such an impactful trade so soon after the Doncic deal. However, this hypothetical does make a lot of sense for both sides. Lakers, Mavericks are the perfect trade partners, again. On a different episode of Buha's show, Anthony Irwin joined and shared an excellent point that should be relevant here. Pelinka likes to work with the same executives around the league. That statement was made in relation to the idea of the Lakers and Brooklyn Nets connecting on a deal for Nicholas Claxton. That does not mean the sentiment is not applicable elsewhere. Once moving past the initial awkwardness of the situation, both teams are getting what they need in the immediate and long-term future. The money is nearly perfect too. Reaves' $13.9 million for next season being swapped for Lively and Christie's combined $12.9 million leaves very little extra effort to get this deal done. It offers both sides the flexibility to negotiate based on the perceived value of who has the upper hand in the 2-for-1 swap. It could be as simple as adding Olivier Maxence Prosper to make the money work properly. Or, there could be a discussion around working someone like a Caleb Martin or Najee Marshall into the deal as well. Reaves offers the Mavericks an opportunity to have someone run their offense from the backcourt until Kyrie Irving returns from his torn ACL injury. Once Irving is back, the Lakers guard adds the bonus of being able to fit beside the future Hall of Fame point guard as well. The Lakers are afforded the freedom to dodge the growing problem of what to do about Reaves' next contract. In exchange, they get a two-way center who is a proven fit with Doncic and a chance to eliminate the FOMO on the player Christie can become. The last deal between these two sides needed a lot of selling by the Mavericks front office as a win-win trade. This one truly works out well for both sides. Lakers forward could ditch Luka Doncic for Celtics to help Jaylen Brown, writer says. Same after the organization's first-round postseason exit. Lake Show Life's Sviatoslav Revanchuk discussed the idea of a valuable forward leaving Luka Doncic and the Lakers to help Jaylen Brown and the Boston Celtics. "This is a tricky one," Revanchuk wrote Tuesday. The Boston Celtics are known to desire shedding salary, projecting them as sellers for this offseason. Perhaps with Jason Tatum missing due to injury, and a vacant forward spot in the starting lineup, the Celtics would view Rui Hachimura's expiring deal as the right fit. They get at least one guaranteed season of dependable production from the Lakers forward in 2025-26. They also get to drop his salary altogether next offseason, should they choose the money-saving route. Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis should both be attractive trade targets to the Lakers for their own individual reasons. This deal would likely need at least a third team to play facilitator, but the connection is warranted. Hachimura is arguably the most underrated Laker. The Gonzaga product isn't a superstar capable of taking over games down the stretch, but he's a quality complementary piece for Doncic, LeBron James, and the Lakers. Whether making wise cuts while playing off the ball or playing to his strengths by elevating for fluid pull-up jump shots, Hachimura produces on the offensive end regularly. Hachimura, Los Angeles' fourth leading scorer, averaged 13.1 points and 5.0 rebounds per game this season, shooting 50.9% from the field and 41.3% from three. Still, a Hachimura and Porzingis swap would work for Los Angeles. While there's no question Porzingis is an injury-prone center coming off a putrid playoff showing, he averaged 7.7 points per game on 31.6% field goal shooting and 15.4% three-point shooting in 11 postseason contests. His three-level scoring ability and rim protection at the center position would do wonders for the Lake Show. From Boston's perspective, the organization would pair Brown with a trustworthy, offensive-minded veteran to help pick up the slack in Tatum's absence. He suffered an Achilles injury in May. Both parties could come together to complete a blockbuster deal this summer.